the West Coast to the East Coast and everything between, folks. From Eve After Dark to concerts in the park. We're live with the Godfather of West Coast Hip Hop. Your man, they call it Lonzo. That's how we do it, y'all. In the dugout is my man Dusty. You ready? Come on, do this, Doc.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. What up, Dusty One?
Man, I'm doing good. How about yourself, player?
Man, I'm doing fantastic. Shit.
Cool. Good.
Can't
good,
complain.
man.
I'm busy as hell, but I love every minute of it.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Well, let's jump right into it. Today, I want to discuss something that we've talked about in the past. We talk about it every year around this time, but I watched some of our old videos in hopes of not really talking about the same way and approaching it a different way. But we are coming up on the 31st year anniversary of the 1992 LA riots. Now we talked about this in the past, man. 31 years.
31 years, man.
Yeah. Now, before the release of the Rodney King tape, community leaders, minorities in LA had repeatedly complained about harassment and use of excessive force against, the residents of LA by the LAPD. Give us an idea of what you remember, Lonzo, of what was kind of bubbling in the streets just before we saw that tape of Rodney getting his ass whooped.
It was LA was kind of wild in 91, man. LA was still going through its changes. Crack cocaine was pretty prevalent. People was doing their thing, and it got to the point where it was like the cops had to show some force to keep folks in check, because you had a whole generation that was out of control. Like now, okay? You had a whole generation of something we never seen before, and the cops, I think they were under I forgot who Daryl, might have been Daryl Gates. Might have been Daryl Gates at the time, or Willie Williams, one of those two.
Yeah, Daryl Gates, he right before the riots, I believe he resigned, or during the riots or something.
Right. And they were LAPD and the sheriff was trying to keep things under wrap. And it just was a wild time in LA. But to see Rodney King, even doing the video, it was like, shit, that's been going on forever. Y'all just caught it on tape for the first time. That was nothing new for anybody, for nobody from the hood. And it was, oh my God, from everybody else. But for us, it was like, shit, you got to come down to Avalon on a Tuesday night or a Saturday night. So it just was a different time, man. But, we kind of felt the thickness in the air, but we didn't know what was going to take to make it happen. It was a little bit, I think I wasn't too far after the Latasha Harlan thing. And, there was so many things going on in the city. People was already pissed, but they just was trying to be cool, because every time something jump off, they go call somebody with a Bible to keep everybody calm. And for the most part, a lot of folks going, a lot of people going to comply, but sometimes, you know what, man, sit down. We got to go do something else. And that's what it came down to.
Yeah. Latasha Harlan's got, I don't want to say overshadowed, but that's the best word I can think of right now. Oh, because of the Rodney King situation. Tell everybody what you remember about Latasha Harlan. She was the black girl who was shot in the back by an Asian store owner. She was accused of stealing something. She was walking out, but the lady shot her in the back. And from what I understand, she got minimal charges.
Minimal, like probation or something like that, man. I ain't never heard nobody shoot somebody in the back and get probation. Oddly enough, man, that happened on my auntie's corner store. I went to that store many times as a young kid, hanging out with my auntie, right there on Figueroa. I think it was like 91st. I'd been to that store many a time, and it was frustrating. It was heartbreaking. It was unnecessary, and folks responded, but I forgot who they put in charge. I think we talked about this before. They put somebody in charge to keep everybody kind of chilled out, and it was nothing, because at that time it was a big problem between the Korean store owners and black customers. They hadn't been here that long. They had been here for a minute, but not that long. And at one point in time, they used to be very disrespectful. This was one of those situations that just got out of hand. They'd be very, very disrespectful. And you go into the store, they watch you the whole time, and blah blah blah. It was really uncomfortable because they was the only thing in town, only thing close by. You kind of tolerated, but come on, man, shoot somebody in the back, dude. This is not gonna work. I can't. Yeah. Girl, come on, dude. But because it was a woman, and she thinks she's like 50-some years old, and they found all kind of justifications or excuses to not to send her back to Korea, not to put her in jail, put her on probation, like 10 years or some old. I ain't never seen nobody get probation. I don't know. Never brother ever got probation for killing somebody. Never ever.
Especially in the back.
Especially in the back. I ain't never heard of it before. Okay. And if they did, somebody gonna deal with them. Let's keep it real. Yep.
Now, we all know what happened to Rodney King, unfortunately. We've talked about it extensively, so we're going to skip over the Rodney King tape, but I want to talk a little bit about the aftermath, and especially from your perspective. Take yourself to the day that the riot started. You're sitting in front of your TV. You hear this verdict. The cops are not guilty, and you start seeing shit on the news. You're probably glued to the TV like everyone in LA was. What were your thoughts when you saw things like Reginald Denny getting pulled out of his car and whooped and hit with a brick, and then you see stores that are probably within driving distance of you getting burned to the ground?
Here's the crazy part. I watched the trial all day long, and that was like one of the first times I'd ever been glued to a television channel watching a trial. I had to get some tires for my van. I had a van at the time. I had to get some tires for my van. I went on Avalon El Segundo to the tire shop, bought me 2 rear tires, and I went to my cousin's house, who was right down the street, and everything was happening in that time. The first thing I'm joking, I'm like, damn, I could have got me some free tires, okay? The first thing I'm fucking around, but then the shit started getting crazy, and the whole city got smoky. The whole city got a cloud of smoke over it because there was fires everywhere. Police cars is flying up and down the street. Fire trucks is flying up and down the street. People were in kind of a crazy ass mode. They were like, if you start the shit, I'm gonna follow. Okay, that was kind of the vibe for a minute. If you start, I'm gonna follow. So wherever it was some problems already, the mob mentality would kick in and take over. So if somebody threw a rock, they coming in. And it got to the point where folks started focusing on liquor stores, clothing stores, electronic stores, and shoe stores. And that's when it got stupid for me. Okay. You pass by any shoe warehouse and you see a triangle cut in the door. Okay. Folks got one of those big old fireman wheels and cut the doors in and kick the door in and went shoe shopping. And I'm sitting there going, you trying to go to the penitentiary for some shoes? Nah, I'm going home. And it was a very uncomfortable situation because if you wasn't in it, you still was a suspect. Okay, you still got suspected of being a part of it, and that's the part that was kind of disheartening because even if you didn't participate, you still didn't want to be out in that shit for just under mistaken, because cops was riding 4 deep. They was riding 4 deep with helmets on. Okay, 4 deep with helmets, it's just going down. Okay, 4 deep with helmets, and a lot of them, some of them didn't even have their guns on. They just had billy clubs, and they were like, "We come to kick ass." Okay, we come to kick ass, and that was the vibe. So if you had to go somewhere, you tried to go, but you couldn't go in some cases, and all the local stores, grocery stores, liquor stores got ran up in, and you couldn't go to Gardena. Because Gardena, I don't live far from Gardena. And Gardena had like a police, damn near a line where you couldn't even come up in there unless they check you out before you let you cross the street. It was like that, dude. And I remember I was trying to buy, I was in my van one day and my gas gauge was tripping. I was on La Cienega and Coliseum, and my gas gauge, my van ran out of gas, and I was right there by the gas station, not far from it at all. And I walked up there with my gas can, and the dude wouldn't sell me no gas. Oh no! No way! I said, man, I'm out of gas. I don't care. No problem. Go get away. So another brother I gave another brother a few dollars and bought some gas. You know, had put some gas in my can so I can get my truck to the, put in my truck so I can get to the gas station. And these were the inconveniences that we dealt with for a while. Then we started realizing that a lot of the stores wasn't coming back no more, man. You know, the stores that we depended on weren't coming back. And now it's like it's starting to feel stupid. It's starting to feel stupid because it's like you got mad. I get mad at you, and I tear up my studio. Okay,
Right.
your studio is still intact, but I tore up my studio, busted up all my computers, all my cameras, threw all this about the window, and because I'm mad at Dusty, and it didn't make no sense, dude. You know, I know it's not our stuff, but it's things that we used every day. And, you know, the swap meet became a target. And then at one point in time, a lot of your swap meets, you'd look up there, man, it would be 2 or 3 store owners up there, non-black, with shotguns, AK-47s, whatever they needed to protect their property. And it wasn't going down. Then it's something that was really crazy. The news was all but coaching, man. It was really stupid because I remember sitting at the pad. I'm on the corner of Slauson and Vermont, and the people here are running in this furniture store. There's not a cop around. There's no police anywhere. And it's like, tell them, come on down and go shopping. I'm like, why would you say that? The news reporters would be standing in front of various establishments telling people on the news there is not a cop around to be seen with mayhem. People are just running out here with television sets and microwave ovens. Are they in the Kmart? They're in the swap meet. And I'm like, wow, dude. So you're just gonna tell everybody where to come shop at? That's the kind of stuff that the news was doing that I didn't make no sense. It didn't make sense. But it's like they were kind of fueling the shit to keep it going.
It's crazy. You know, at this time, you lived in Los Angeles, same house you live in to this day.
30-something years.
Yeah. Were there, because a lot of stuff was happening around you, were there any extra precautions that you personally took, that your neighbors took, your family took? I mean, would you sleep with a pistol? Like, talk to me about what you personally did to make sure that they didn't come mess with your shit.
I always stay protected when it comes to my home. So it wasn't no big deal. I just made things more accessible. They didn't run to people's houses, but around the corner from where I live at, the grocery store, it had issues. But where I live is on the borderline between Gardena and LA. So I would go to Gardena and do what I had to do. That's why I know Gardena was tripping, because, normally I just roll up in there with no problem, but LAPD patrols Gardena. I'm in the sheriff department, or I'm in a sheriff / LAPD, both of them, right there in the middle of them. And the Gardena police pretty much had the area that is controlled by the LA, kind of like everybody was under suspect. Everybody was a suspect. Everybody was a suspect, especially if you was black driving a van. That's not a good look in the riot, okay? Black man driving a van in the riot is not a good look. And that was pretty much my profile. So it just had a lot of craziness. I never forget one thing. My brother told me a story about him and some other guys. My brother, he wasn't the same kind of cool as I am. He was out there, he's out there in the streets. Man, you ain't gonna believe, man. The Crips and the Bloods was at AM PM. And when they got there, all the good stuff was gone. The cigarettes and the beer was gone, but they was in the parking lot exchanging bread and ketchup and mustard. And it was really a beautiful thing. I'm like, you can say what?
Wow.
They were just trading shit back and forth. Huh? It was a beautiful thing, man. All right, man, no problem. Anyway.
That's the ride. I want to talk a little bit about the Bloods and Crips thing in a minute, but much of the blame for the extensive nature of the violence was attributed to LAPD Chief Daryl Gates for failure to de-escalate the situation and basically overall mismanagement, from what I've understood in my research. But I remember as a kid, I didn't understand it at that time, but you were around, you were a little bit older than I am. I remember a lot of older people not liking Chief Daryl Gates. What do you remember about Daryl Gates, and what could he have done differently before the riots and during the riot? Gates
was an asshole. He just would talk shit on the news. He didn't give a damn. You knew that the shenanigans, as you say, as they say, that was going out in the street was supported by him. Okay, you knew, you felt that. You just, you never heard them give the command, but it was always a lightweight response to anything negative in when it came to one of his officers. And it, he had short man's complex. He wasn't that tall. It just seemed like he just was one of them dudes, man, that just didn't like certain people. I'm not gonna put it out there like that, but he just, I never met him personally. It's just sometimes you get a vibe from people, man. Sometimes you get a vibe.
Okay. Was Daryl Gates the one who created? I know he created something like Operation Hammer, but was he responsible for like the Batarang and
Batarang was his
and all that?
Yes, sir. Batarang was him.
Talk to us about the Batarang, man, and like this. I know it's going back 10 years or so, 8 years or whatever, but talk to us about when the Batarang was introduced into the city.
Man, when the Batarang came in, because when the dope dealers got sophisticated and started fortifying the dope houses, the cops couldn't go. By the time the cops got in, everything was gone. Okay. They had various ways of getting rid of it. Although crack cocaine does not dissolve in water. Don't ask me how I know, but it don't. Unlike regular cocaine, you put regular cocaine in the toilet and you can flush it just like they did in Goodfellas, and it's gonna go down the toilet. Crack cocaine ain't gonna flush like that. So they had to find a way to get into the houses faster. Even when they would put the trucks to the gate and snatch the bars off, you still had time to get rid of the dope. Whatever method they had time to get rid of the dope. So what they started doing, they couldn't get to the doors. They used them hand batarangs. Couldn't tear down the gate. They tried torches again. We talk about a matter of time. So they would come in, man. They would just come. The batarang would come through and just tear the side of the house down.
Explain what a batarang is to people who don't even know what it is, because I know what it is. But
a batarang was a military tank, and most of it had wheels on it for the most part. That was the only part that was weird to me. It had wheels, not tracks. It had wheels on it, like 6-8 wheels. And they would they took the barrel and put this big, thick plate on the front of the barrel, and they would literally roll through your front yard, knock down your gate, and by the time you see it coming, they in your living room. And cops was right behind it. Okay? Cops are right behind it. You ain't got time to do nothing. If you took a nap or slept anytime doing it, like most people do, by the time you saw the batarang coming, it was in your house. Okay? And they would do this thing. They would do it early in the morning, like 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, when most people are asleep. Even crackheads could take a nap from time to time. And man, only because we didn't have cell phones back then like this. This is in the late 80s, early 90s. We didn't have cell phones. You couldn't just dial the cat up. Hey, man, they coming. Okay? It wasn't that kind of party. You had to dial. If we had cell phones, you was paying for your time, so you was watching your minutes. So it just was you had to call some. If you saw them around the corner setting up shop, if you didn't know where they was going, you couldn't tell them. You couldn't tell them. And sometimes people would see them coming and didn't want to tell them because the dope houses were having so much activity, so much negative activity. Like, okay. But the problem was they started knocking down the wrong houses. Okay. They started knocking down, they would get a street, because a lot of streets in LA, a lot of streets in LA, the houses look just alike. I've walked in people's houses. I've walked out of people's houses, went down the street, come back, or go to the store and come back and knocked on the wrong damn door myself. Because what happens is you have street and place, okay? You got 109th Street and 109th Place. If you're in the houses, a lot of them are designed the same way. And if you're not really paying attention, you'll just run the wrong place. And this happened more than one time. You would knock down little old ladies' houses, whatever, or people was renting a house and the landlord was pitching a bitch. And a couple of times, I think they hurt a couple of people because they came through the wrong room and people got close to being hurt. And it just became too much of too invasive and too dangerous to keep running this thing just to chase down some dope. But it was a hell of a vehicle, man. And it's retired. In fact, my boy Matthew, he went down to the policeman's museum and took some photographs of it. It still exists. It's not active, but it still exists. And that was something that the people stood up like, you know what, no man, you know, I understand we got problems. Y'all got to do better. Y'all got to come with something better, because you wouldn't do that to no White House. You wouldn't do it to a White House. You ain't gonna go up in Topanga Canyon or Tarzana up a Pacoima and tear down nobody's house like that. You ain't gonna do that. And that's what the problem became. It became too. I mean, just dude, your house would literally half your house would be gone. It would turn your living room into a drive-through. Toddy T said it best.
That's right. Batarang.
Batarang.
Classic. That was a kind of a groundbreaking song for that time, because he took a chance with that, you know, because not everyone in the country knew what a batarang is. Literally, only people in LA knew what a batarang is. But this song went worldwide, and it's a classic to this day.
Yeah, it's definitely a classic, and it was one of the OG original reality raps, because the batarang was a reality here in our community. Okay, it was a definite reality. And you hear that someone gonna come down the street, man. Somebody's house for to get air conditioned for real. For real, they finna ventilate your shit. They're finna to ventilate your shit.
And what I just thought about, Lonzo, you know, the people living there are renting that shit. So the owner is the one who, at the end of the day, is the one who gets
right.
You know, the brunt of it.
When they snatched those. And they would tie a tow truck, a police tow truck, up to the gate, snatch the whole front of the house off with them bars, and same thing with the windows. Ain't nobody fixing it. You can fix it your damn self, okay? Even if they was wrong, even if you had to fix it and try to get them to reimburse you, because they're gonna, you know, you're waiting on the city to fix something, it's gonna take a minute. So you got to go in your pocket, fix your shit the best you possibly can, and then sue them for the money if you can get it, okay? And sometimes they wouldn't tell the truth when it came to the warrants and the affidavits or whatever, or the reports, and people's houses, you know, just would remain fucked up.
Damn shame, dude. You know, in prep for this show, I'm watching documentaries, and I always like watching documentaries around this time about the riots. I just love documentaries, period. But I was watching one, and one of them was interviewing Black business owners. And most of the people they interviewed looked to be in their 60s and 70s. Is it safe to say, Lonzo, that period, the early 90s, was the last generation where there were Black business owners in LA?
Yep. In the 65 riots, the business people of our community were non-Black, but they had a different relationship with the Black folks. And when that uprising in 65 happened, I was 8 years old. All of them left. They left running. Oh, we out of here. But then a lot of Black folks came in because they had a lot of programs to get you businesses, a lot of your liquor stores, laundromats, dry cleaners. A lot of Black folks came up during that era. A lot of Black folks came up during that era. And it was cool from 65, 66, 67. You had the hospital got built. MLK got built during that period of time. It was just a big pro-Black movement. And when the 92 riots came along, the same businesses, even before then, the crack era started. People started leaving. Black businesses started leaving because, like no other business, crack and gang activity made things extremely difficult. And for some reason, they targeted Black businesses more than anything. It seemed like more Black businesses were targeted. I know several people who own Black businesses that lost loved ones, because most of them were family businesses for the most part, and they go in and kill a cousin or dad or mother or whatever the case may be, and people sell out, and then other people bought in. And when they bought in, they came in with a different philosophy. If you notice, when you go to liquor stores in the hood now, everything of value is behind plexiglass. Everything of value, cigarettes, alcohol, if it costs some real money, it's behind plexiglass, okay? And when you look in the out on the other side of the plexiglass, ain't a bunch ain't shit worthwhile. You know, you might have some diapers, you might have, depending on where you go, diapers gonna be behind the counter too. But you might have some potato chips, some sodas, whatever the case may be. And this is the same thing I see when you see these kids running these damn 7-Elevens. All the good stuff is behind the counter, but you'll still risk your life or risk freedom or whatever the case may be to steal potato chips and then eventually get behind the counter. But that stuff, when you come to liquor, shit, that shit is so bulletproof. You ain't getting back there. You're not getting back there. Okay. Somebody got to let you got to convince somebody with something heavy, something lethal to let you open that door and let you back there. You're not hopping over the fence. It's like a bank. It's just like they use the same philosophy as a bank. Ain't nothing on the other side of that bank worth nothing. All you got is deposit slips and withdrawal slips. Everything else is behind the glass. And that changed the whole climate. And people just started getting frustrated and discouraged, and they start getting bought out for great money. It's like, I'm retired, I'm out of here. Gang, I said gang, I said it once, I'll say it again. Gangs ruined the hood for a lot of business and people in general. It put a negative twist on the whole city, and people started wanting out. But other people came in, but they came in with a plan. They came in with a plan. Okay, we're gonna stick together. We're gonna work together. We're gonna buy together. We're gonna fortify these doggone places, and we're gonna get our money and get the hell up out of here before it get dark. And that's real talk.
Yep. That reminded me of something. I was talking to a person who used to own a business, black gentleman, and he told me that the reason why they changed certain areas of Compton to Rancho Dominguez was because Compton had such a negative, whatever connotation or whatever, that when they were doing business with people, overseas or even like, across the country that when they saw Compton on there, they didn't want to do business with them.
You know what?
So they put Rancho Dominguez.
And that's been a problem forever. There's businesses that's actually in Compton will claim Carson or LA. Even the Crystal Park Casino, the parade. I mean, the Universal Soul Circus is there right now. But if you look at the advertising, it says LA Crystal Park Casino. Ain't nowhere near. But that's what they say, LA Crystal Park Casino. But again, and here's something from a chamber of commerce minded person. You can't do what you did 2 weeks ago at the 7-Eleven and with all these dumbass takeovers and expect business to stay in Compton or come to Compton. Who wants to deal with that dumb shit, man? Who wants to deal with that kind of dumb shit? People, I mean, dude, you got a bunch of youngsters just run up in the store. This is the second time I've seen it happen. This happened more than once. It's happened twice. Once around the corner from me, they just took over the store, went there and stole a bunch of hot dogs and pizzas and ice cream and shit. I'm like, man, that don't make no goddamn sense. But again, when you can commit a crime with little to no consequences, that's what you get.
Yeah.
There's little to no consequences. If they catch it, what they gonna do? Give them a ticket? While they eating the goddamn cupcakes, they're gonna get a fucking ticket. And people predicted this was gonna happen because there's no consequences. But then here's the other problem. When the consequences are too damn severe, then you're crying too. Okay, and this is the problem we have with when it comes to government policing the whole 9 yards. The most cases, the crime, the punishment either is more severe than the crime, or it's not enough. Who that? The people that killed Pop Smoke got 4 years. Come on, man, how you do that? How you do that? You come to a man's house and shoot him and kill him, and you get 4 years? Come on, man, that don't even make no sense. So you just do just enough to shut some people up, but not enough to really be effective. So and this is what I'm saying now. When you look up and they get fed up, they're gonna come in with boots on again, and it's gonna shut some shit down. They're gonna get a new district attorney, or they're gonna change some law, reiterate on some laws, and they're gonna change some shit. It's gonna be so goddamn harsh. You're gonna wonder what the fuck happened, because you can't let people just do this kind of shit because it don't work, man. Like I said on the show before, another show we had a couple of weeks ago, you got grown ass women going into the stores, stealing high end cosmetics and walking out because can't nobody say nothing to them. The fuck is wrong with that picture? They know who they are. They see them. They got pictures of them. They just walk out. And people, get some security. Security guards can't do shit.
Exactly.
Security guards, ask me how I know. Okay? I caught cases behind security guards. I've had security guards. Your security didn't do, because legally they can't do shit. A bouncer in a club can escort, but they can't put no hands on nobody. People have so many fucking rights. Even when they're wrong, they right. Okay? You just can't pick up somebody and put them out the club like you want to. We've done it, but because they were so drunk, they didn't really pay no attention. But you just can't lift some bitch up and put him out the club. Okay? If somebody hits you, you damn near can't touch him. You got to take your ass whooping. Okay? And so now everybody got a security company, but you know what a security guard's job is, responsibility is to observe and report. That's it. The gun on his or her hip might as well be made out of motherfucking wood. Okay? You might as well give them one of them good guy guns with Mark Wahlberg and my other boy, a piece of goddamn wood, because he better not shoot nobody. I got a partner of mine who was a security guard, shot somebody. He got out of jail after about 6-7 years. Okay?
Wow.
He thought he was doing his job. Okay? People thought when you got a security guard license, you were just below a cop. No, you're not. You're just above a citizen with a gun. Okay?
Damn, dude, that's crazy. Now, going back to the riot, Lonzo, I want to play a 20-second clip for you from this documentary that I watched from Wow Presents. Check them out. It's a great documentary. But it's a 20-second clip that kind of pertains today. So I want to get your thoughts on this. Oh, it's a little boy, by the way. The little boy just telling his experience in the riot.
My name is Anna, and I hope I live through the end of 92 and 93, and I hope I make through these years now.
All right. I'm getting that echo over here for some reason. Sorry.
It's coming through clear over here.
Don't worry about it. Sorry, everyone, for that echo. Going back to the riot, I know it was a negative situation. It made our city look bad. It made our people look bad. What if anything positive came out of this? If anything positive came out of it?
That's a good question, Doc. It brought city fathers back to the table. For a minute, there was a gang truce. For a minute. But I remember that shit too, man.
You were there.
I was there, dude. People did not like that gang truce, man. People did not like the gang. A lot of people did not like the gang truce. People don't realize gang violence is big money, man. Gang violence is big money. Coroners, everybody is. I saw a county report that for every murder, it's $1 million spent. The police, the coroners, the pick up the body, the autopsy when they have them, the court cases if they catch the individual. All this shit's racking up. This shit is cha-chinging. It's cha-chinging. Everything is getting racked up. So the county, it cost the county. Now that was years ago when I saw this particular article. It cost like $1 million bucks to process a murder. I mean, understand this. When somebody gets killed, look how many cops be posted up just sitting there protecting the crime scene. Okay, you got yellow tape everywhere. You got a cop sitting there with his hand on his gun, standing by his car, just keeping people away. It might be 15. How much money cops make an hour? Make about $45, $50 an hour, if not more. Okay? And don't let it be on overtime. It could be $75 to $100 an hour. Just sitting there watching. And if you catch a case, depending on who you're working for and what time of year it is, you can be mandatory overtime because you can't go because they're shorthanded.
That's right.
All right. So then you got the coroner that got to come out there. Somebody got to pick that body up. All right. Then they got to take it downtown, store it, do all the shit that has to be done to it. Then they process it. Oh man, come on, man. Then you got to figure out who shot him. Then that's another police expense. Now you got to go do all the process of coming back and investigating people and doing some research, blah, blah, blah. Then if you catch him, you got to go to court. Then you go to court and get convicted. Now somebody just got a career move because most cats get 25 to life. Unless you kill Pop Smoke, you get 4 years. Okay. So these are the kind of the costs that incur. Meanwhile, the whole area just got hot as hell. The whole area just got hot. So now you got more money being spent to protect the people who ain't in the shit. Okay. Not to mention the part that people never think about. Never think about. When you got fresh young bodies, you got body parts.
Oh, shit.
You don't think about that part. I tell you what you do. Right. Okay. I hate to say this. I hate to be gruesome, but this happened with my dad passed. My dad died. He was 70-something years old. They came looking for his spleen, his eyes, his heart, his kidneys. And when they realized he was old, they kind of left us alone. But imagine if that he was 20-something years old, 22 years old. Organ harvesting, dude. And they take that shit out of you, okay? And your family don't get no money, but somebody else gonna get paid big bucks to take it out and reinstall it into somebody else. Okay. Everybody get paid except for the donor. Except for the donor. Okay. And I wonder if you think they really gonna tell the family, hey, I took your boy's heart out. No, because you're gonna be too busy. And they may ask, but once he leaves, go down to the court, you don't know what kind of deals they got cut. Man, I don't trust nothing these days. I'm sorry. I don't trust nothing. So you got all these fresh hearts and kidneys end up down in the coroner's office. You think they just gonna throw them away? Yeah, right. Okay.
Nope.
Keep it 100, folks. Keep it 100.
Damn, dude. Dropping game as always. I want to give a quick shout out to OG Steve for the donation. Much love. Yes. Thank you so much, man. You're top tier, dude. And thank you for everybody for hitting that like button. And please, if this is your first time to the show, welcome to the show. And please hit that subscribe button if you like what you're hearing. And if you have any memories of the LA riots, comment down below whether you were living in LA or not. You know, what were you hearing? You know, were you living in New York and what were you seeing on TV? I would love to hear your stories as well. But let's rewind it back a little bit, Lonzo. We talked about this in the past, but since it's the 31st anniversary, once again, of the LA riots, let's talk about the Watts riots because you were there during that time as well. To the best of your memory, what did the Watts riots start over?
Oh, I remember older lady was on Avalon, like 118th and Avalon, and she was getting dealt with by the police. And she, you know, I think she came out to deal. They was handling her son. Remember that I'm 8 years old. I think they were dealing with her son kind of rough. She came out to calm him down, and they started dealing with her kind of rough. And people got pissed. They started kicking the police ass, and the police started calling in help. And that shit just escalated because they was going to justify whooping this woman's ass or dealing with this woman in a foul way. And people were like, no, we're not let you do that. Okay. And people don't realize most of the time when there's a riot, there's usually a cop involved. Usually when there's a riot, there's a police activity involved. Okay. Some type of overzealous police activity is involved. And that's why I keep saying all these goddamn takeovers, somebody gonna mess around there and gonna do something. And when these cops gonna get excited and hurt somebody, and all the stuff these kids steal ain't gonna mean shit. All the circles they done fucked up, all the streets they done messed up. I mean, how many times they made people late for shit ain't gonna be nothing. It's gonna start another goddamn problem. And they wrong as fuck. But we'll not ignore it, but we won't deal with it. Try to put an end to it. But the people we go to put an end to it, if they don't handle it the way we want to, now we got a problem with them. We're going to go to the police to handle it, to deal with it. But if they handle it too aggressively or over the top, now we're going to deal with them. Now we won't deal with our kids. We'll deal with the police though, or just use the excuse to go shopping. That's what I call looting, shopping. Justify this use to go shopping.
I got to give a shout out to TBBC. He has the comment of the night. We were going back to Oregon harvest, and he says, "Whoever get my lungs is gonna be high for a few days." You get the comment of the day right there.
Yeah.
All right, Lonzo, I think I got the clip up and ready, and I'm not hearing that echo. So I just want to play this 20-second clip for you of this young kid, maybe 10 years old, black kid, living in the streets during the LA riots of '92, and how this can kind of relate to today.
My name is Ennis, and I hope I live through the end of '92 and '93, and I hope I make through these years now, cause you know niggas killing little people cause they didn't do nothing, and I hope I live to 25 or more. I hope I live in until God say I gotta go right then.
When I saw that, dog, kind of broke my heart. I don't know that, but this is a kid saying he hopes he makes it to 25 years old, Lonzo. And thank you to the Sodium Podcast. Much love. I got your question coming up next.
You know, that's really sad, man. And the people that put his life in jeopardy won't hear that statement. The people that put his life in jeopardy they won't hear that statement, dude. They'll never hear that statement. They're out in the streets. They're not watching this podcast. Wherever that video or that documentary is being played at, they won't watch. They're not going to see that podcast. And in some cases, it won't register to them. Okay, it's sad that mostly our kids have to have that attitude. Be glad to get to 25, dude. You ain't done nothing. You ain't done nothing. 25 ain't no. Dude, you trying to get to 70, 100. I'm trying to get to 100. Okay, I'm trying to go out like Harry Belafonte, 92, 93. Shit, you can't get mad about that. You can't get mad at 92, 93, man. You ain't nothing. Oh man, shit. Ain't no more sex. All my homies gone. I might as well gonna cash in too. And that's real talk. You know, but 25, dude, you got a whole bunch ahead of you, man. But that's a low number to as an aspiration to try for somebody to try to live toward. That's a low number, dude. But some of the best didn't make it. Biggie, Pac didn't make it to 25, man. The Biggie and Pac didn't make it to 20. A bunch of them didn't make it, but a lot of them didn't make it to 21, 22. So that being said, man, you know, I remember during the pandemic, there was so much going on. You had brothers dying every week. And there was a song came up. A guy sent me a song, a rough draft, and the young man was saying, "I just want to live. I just want to live." Okay, that's all he said. I just wanted. He sang his ass off. He wasn't a great singer, but he stayed in key long enough to make the song work. It was one of my favorite songs I played on my show. And he ended up getting a record deal because he was so sincere in what he was saying. You know, I just want to live, and that should not be a basic requirement for anybody in our community, man. I should want to be successful. I should want to be a millionaire. I want to be a better person, but just to be alive, that's dude. Only our kids had them kind of requests. Only our kids had, it's crazy, dude. But you know, if I say something, you know, I'm just an old dude. You know, hey man, you know what you're talking about? The streets. The streets don't run nothing but the streets. The streets don't mean shit to Wall Street. Streets don't mean shit to the church. Don't mean nothing to nobody but the brothers in the hood. Don't get me started. I will have to lift the offering.
Let's continue, man. I definitely enjoyed that conversation about the riots and rapper 42 Doug. You're talking about the streets, man. Let's take a brief trip to Niggaverse really quick, but this is a good message. 42 Doug, who is he's a gangster rapper. He's facing a lot of time in prison right now for crimes committed. He was next up. He was on a lot of songs with Lil Baby and DaBaby and every baby you can think of. So many babies out there now. But 42 Doug delivered a message from jail. He said, quote, "Ain't no reward for keeping it real." And
Ain't none.
Man, talk to us, Lonzo.
Dude, I tell you something else. Well, they're gonna cancel my hood card. But what's the purpose of being a real nigga? What's a real nigga? Okay, real nigga will watch you drop your wallet, pick that motherfucker up and say it's a blessing. A real nigga will watch you drop your wallet with your ID in the motherfucker and put it in his pocket. Oh Lord, just bless me with this right here. A real nigga will come in your house and pick up something and steal it and walk out with it and call it a blessing. Dude, but here we are now. It's too late for him. It took him facing all this time to realize that keeping it real to who? To some people that's outside.
Marlon said drop that organ. You got that organ?
You know what? Where's my organ at, man? Well, that is my organ. I want the organ. I don't want that one right there. I want this one right here. Keeping it real to who? What is the purpose of keeping it real? Why do you want to keep it real? Who's gonna benefit from you keeping? How is your family gonna benefit from you keeping it real? You locked up in jail, facing all kind of basketball scores at a time. Meanwhile, you just subject to conversation for a few months, maybe a few months. After that, you're gonna be forgotten about. And when you come back, everybody that you was fighting for is gonna be gone. Everything you was fighting for, everything you was keeping it real for is gonna be gone. They done moved on. They done got truck driving jobs. They done got forklift driving jobs. They done start doing other things. They realized, shit, I got old, man. I got to go get me some money. I got to work on my Social Security. I can't be out in these streets hanging with y'all no more. Meanwhile, you've been sitting fucked off all yours. They got shit coming. All yours. I know cast men and people got mad. They got mad at their homies because when they got out of jail, maybe 10, 15 years, the homies wasn't doing what their homies used to do. Man, we got to go out and nigga, I ain't doing that shit no more. Some cats learn, and I still love you, but I got 3 or 4 little ones looking at me right now. Okay, I'll drink with you, but I will drink in my backyard. I'm not gonna sit on the goddamn curb and do that shit. And no, I'm not gonna get in your bullshit. I'm not risking my freedom for your bullshit. And that's the part that some people, if you take certain things away from them, they don't have nothing else, man. If you take certain things away from certain guys, baby, some guys, I got buddies that still talk that hood shit at 60 years old, dude.
Crazy, man.
Dude, hey.
YouTube is full of 40, 50, 60-year-olds going back and forth arguing.
Yeah. I refuse. Man, why ain't you on Clubhouse? I'm not getting that petty ass shit. I got shit to do. My buddy always, man, we should come on the Clubhouse with. You know what? If you get me an intelligent room, if somebody got some sense, I'll be there. But even the ones that have some sense, there's always a motherfucking fool in the goddamn gallery. God damn. They know what? Oh man, you know what, man? That ain't keeping it 100, dude. I'm not trying to keep on. I'm trying to keep it real. Okay, real from a grown ass man perspective. Now, if you don't like that, then I don't do the hood shit, dude. I'm sorry. I'm still a street dude but I've grown up. I grew the fuck up. Okay. I done a lot of street shit, but I ain't never been no gangbanger. I did my hustling. I did my dirt. I did whatever I had to do to survive. I'm still surviving today. And like I tell anybody, oh nigga, you just old. You know what old stand for? Outlive dumb shit. Outlive dumb shit. Okay? Nigga, you gotta try and get old. Outlive some dumb shit. If dumb shit takes you out, nigga, you ain't done nothing. You ain't done nothing. But left a pretty corpse for people to look at for a couple of days if you didn't get shot in the face.
Ooh.
You died young, left a good-looking corpse. You know, I stand up in the club in a casket. Come on, man. Ain't they? Dude, and we've accepted so much unnatural shit to be natural. Now they rapping caskets like they rap cars. You seen this now? Oh, man, come on, dude.
Yes.
They got a
crazy Gucci and shit. Yeah.
They got a casket rapping shot on Crenshaw. So the nigga die, he go out in style.
No, you fucking don't.
No, I'm not bullshitting.
Wow, dude. Are you fucking kidding?
There's a casket wrapping shop on Crenshaw. Right near Exposition. Wrap that son bitch any way you want it. You buy old cheap ass casket.
I'm stunned right now, dog. I'm stunned right now.
Me and the unknown was rolling the Harlan bells one day. I said, look, man. And you see the sign right there. If you headed north on Crenshaw, it's on your left-hand side of the street, right as you cross, right before you get to Exposition. It's a big old sign, and I think that's for the store downstairs. They wrap shit.
Los Angeles Casket Wraps. I'm looking at it right now. 3511 Crenshaw. Might as well give him a.
Come on, man. Come on. They done made shit. They done made getting out of here cold as fuck. And here's the crazy part. That motherfucker gonna be wrapped and gonna be viewed for maybe 4 or 5 days. 4 or 5 days. You're gonna spend all that money, you're gonna put them in the casket and then wrap that motherfucker. Take some pictures by it. Okay. You'll see it at the viewing, then you're gonna throw that motherfucker in the ground. Another way to spend money in the niggerverse.
And you know a high percentage of the
another way
are people.
Spend some crazy ass funds in the niggerverse. I would give the phrase niggerverse to Paul Mooney just to hear him talk about the niggerverse.
Niggerverse. It sounds like it's made for his voice, right?
It sounds like something made for Paul Mooney. Okay, the niggerverse, where you wrap caskets and throw it in the ground 3 days later. The niggerverse.
The niggerverse.
They pop you at the club with a beer in your hand, and the motherfucker's still full when they bury your ass. The niggerverse. Okay?
The niggerverse, where you kill somebody and rap about it in the song and give the cops all the details. The niggerverse.
Only in the niggerverse. Where you kill.
Give us your favorite niggerverse in the comment. Give us your favorite niggerverse in the comment.
Yeah, in the niggerverse, where you can kill somebody, rap about it, and get mad when the cops kick your door in. Get mad in the motherfucker. Who told on me? Who told on me? Hey, man, it is what it is, Doc.
Man, cracking me up, cracking me up. You got me calling you Unc like Marlon in the chat. Hey Lonzo, Prez wants to know. Hey Lonzo, what I guess he meant, what did you think when Tupac was dissing Dr. Dre for leaving Death Row? Do you think he was trying to keep it too real?
You know, man, you know what? I really don't comment on Dre stuff too much. I don't really comment on Dre too much. Too many people watch it. Too many people watch my channel, and I don't need no problems.
And you say one wrong thing, everybody in the comments.
I don't comment because people make it a point. When I say something, if I say anything, it could be something good. It'll get twisted, and the next thing I know, man, you know, so. Nope, I'm not gonna answer that one, dude.
You could literally say Dre's the greatest producer in the world, and somebody be like, "He ain't just a producer, man. He a businessman. Why you downplaying Dre?" Like,
you're right, exactly. So I'm not gonna even get in that, Doc. Some things and that's just common sense. Some things you just leave the fuck alone. And I love the brother, man, but too many people. I'm gonna leave it alone too. Anyway, right. Yeah, go ahead.
You're right. Yeah, not good like that. Someone wanted to know last week you toured with Just Ice. What was Just Ice like?
You know what? He was cool. Again, man, I was oddball on that tour, so it wasn't like we was hanging out and kicking it. You see people, and here's something that's crazy, man. When you on tour with people, you don't really see them. You don't really see them because usually we all sound check. We all flying in from different parts of we're all traveling in different modes. You're traveling from some people flew in, some people come in on planes. Some people come in on buses. You see them, you might see them at the sound check. You might not, because everybody sound checks differently. Okay. Anybody sitting around in the arena waiting on you to get through sound checking. You sound check. Sound check might last, depending on who you are, 30 minutes, depending on how much shit you got. For wrecking for a DJ crew, it might last 20 minutes. You out. Okay, you get to the arena. If he go on before you, he might just do his show and split. I've done it a many that I was at the concert. I ain't seen no act but mine. Okay. Sometimes they may have to leave the same night, or they may be in different hotels. So you don't really get a chance to interact with people that much, man. Unless you in a hotel together, because sometimes they'll put us all in the same hotel, same floor, and you see cats in the hallway or at the restaurant or whatever the case may be. But I can tell you what he looked like right now. To be honest with you, if he walks in my studio right now, I wouldn't know who he was.
Okay. You know, this is for me, Lonzo. I know we only have about 6 minutes left, but we talk about this a lot. But we have some special fans out there, and I put special in quotes. Last week or the week before, we talked about the situation where you were walking through a mall and you saw N.W.A trying out guns and things like that. And you had the whole tour thing. Okay. Yeah. So we talked about that. Did you see the special fan in the comment who said you were lying about that?
Yeah, but I didn't.
You were there.
Motherfucker, this is the crazy part. Nigga, I'm fucking there. I done told the story 1,000 fucking times. I know who wasn't there. Your motherfucking ass. Okay. I know who was not there. Yo, motherfucking ass. I tell you the gun that Easy bought. If you ever see the fucking video with them in the studio, and Easy got a motherfucking gun with a little, like a Tech 9 looking gun, look like a silencer on that motherfucker. That's the one he bought.
I know what
he bought. That's when he bought that motherfucker. I don't know why motherfuckers want to challenge me on shit that I fucking saw. And I bet you, here's the crazy part. I bet you the person that's arguing with me wasn't even born yet.
28 years old, probably.
Come on, motherfucker. He wasn't even born yet. Ask your daddy's nutsack. Ask your daddy's nutsack about this shit because you don't know nothing else. You can't. But, you know, again, that's what I'm saying, man. You got so many people that buy into the various legacies and stories. Sometimes it's hard to tell a story about people, man. Because they got their mind made up. If you lying, no matter what I say, I'm lying already. And I might as well just go on in this, you know, whatever. But again, unlike your ass, I was fucking there. HQ in the Carson Mall. That was where I bought all my guns at. Bought all my ammunition, my holsters. Every gun I own except for one I got right now, I bought from HQ. My pistol grip pump. My Bulldog 44 that got taken by the Carson Police Department. My 25 I used to wear on my ankle that got taken for the goddamn Sheriff Department. Every gun I ever owned came out of the Carson Mall right there on Avalon. And that's where we bought our guns from. And I'm telling you, the gun that Easy bought, he was looking at that motherfucker, but he was looking at the gun in that video. I think my man Matthew McDaniel shot the video. They was in the studio. He was like, you got to put him in the sight. He was doing all the shit right here. Yeah. And he got to put him in the sight, and he put that dot on the head. And he was playing with it in the video. That's the motherfucker he was buying. Yep. Why I got the lie? Why I got the lie? Dude, the one thing, and here's something, if you don't know this about me, I will tell you I don't know before I lie about it. I ain't got the lie to kick it, okay? We do this show, we're doing this show 52 months, 52 weeks in a year. We're doing this about 4 years. Yeah, over 200 episodes. 4 or 5 years now. I mean, we got over 200 episodes. Nigga, I ain't got a lot to kick it. If I don't know, I don't fucking know. But I tell you what I do know.
You would have been caught up in the lie. Somebody would have went back and said, oh, in 2019, you said this. You said it was different. No, your shit has been consistent the whole time.
Some of my dates may be off. Again, we're talking about 35, 45 years ago. Okay, that's some fair. Of my dates, I can't remember the goddamn date and time on the watch, but I'll tell you I give you a damn good idea when it jumped off. And that's keeping it 100. And as far as my man here, Easy Steve, we are in the process still, Doc. It's a real process to do what we're doing. Okay.
Steve wants to know how we're coming along with the Easy E.
We are coming. Right? Like I said before, the city council person has approved it. In fact, we have another city council that's going to sponsor the movement. There's some behind the scene things we have to get done, some paperwork. Once that's completed, it goes before the city council. It has to go before the controller's office, legal department, and the city manager signs off on it. And once those things are done, then it has to go to the sign department in order for the sign department to order the sign. And meanwhile, I'll be doing some things behind the scenes to raise funds to have a party. I don't want to just change the name of the street. I want to have a party. I want to have a documentary. I want to have a whole shebang behind this right here. I want to invite people out. So when you start seeing the Easy paraphernalia, Easy Street paraphernalia, holla at your boy.
Beautiful, man. Love it. Keeping his name alive. Always a pleasure hanging out with you, Lonzo. What's coming up, man? I know you're a busy dude.
Man, dude. Oh, I'm doing a Sway show in the morning on Friday. Friday morning, I'll be on Sway show. Yes, it's locked in. They sent me the email today. I'll send you what they sent me so you can get make sure you clear to come on roll with me.
Done. I'm there.
So if y'all watch Sway show in the morning, The Godfather, man, it was so. I'm gonna do a little overtime right quick.
That's so dope. Go for it. I'm no rush.
It was cool, man, because I did my documentary. I screened my documentary at Santa Monica College last Wednesday, and one of the guys, one of the professors over Black History, hey man, you know, we having this event on the on next week. You ought to come through if you get a chance to. So me and a friend of mine rolled down there and hung out for a minute, and Sway he did a thing, and real cool brother, and clientele was there, and clientele said, hey man, this is Lonzo from Record Crew. And he was like, oh my God, I've been trying to get to you forever. Woo, woo, woo. I say, what? I'm the easiest guy in the world to find out. Anyway, I want you to do my show. I'm doing my show here in LA Friday. I want you on the show. I'm like, dude, you said give me the time and day. So he gave me his cell phone number and his assistant's number, and we started texting back and forth. And today I got the confirmation from his assistant. We'll be on at 8 o'clock in the morning live on Sirius Radio. And I'm looking forward to the show, man. I'm looking forward to it like nothing else, because I do a lot of shows, but I don't do the big ones. Okay, I haven't done the big. This is probably one of my biggest shows since Vlad, and I'm looking forward to it. And I hope you can come down with me, Dusty, and hang out and get some behind the scenes.
I am there. We'll do some behind the scenes before you walk in and all that. I'm there for sure. So stay tuned, everybody. That's big.
All right, folks. Check out your boy Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast Hip Hop, live with Sway in the morning, Friday morning, folks. We're out here, y'all. Dusty, much love to you, Doc. Peace.